Greetings and welcome, adventurers, to another episode, or another Let's Play series, rather. It is another episode of something. Welcome to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights, the Hordes of the Underdark, in particular. Right, so figure why not go from one RPG to another one, and one that I actually had intended to finish a little bit sooner. Except that when I was finishing off with Shadows of Undrentide way back when I was still using the Diamond Edition, when I tried to load my character into Hordes of the Underdark, it had a visual glitch, which essentially meant that anytime I wore a robe, it would just become transparent. Which essentially meant that my character had no body. Kind of annoying, but luckily that is now past, and I have upgraded, well, moved on to the Enhanced edition of Neverwinter Nights. So, where did we leave off last time? Well, we're going to be continuing on in Hordes of the Underdark with Mathijssa Svennik, our Sorcerer Cleric, who saved the world, as you do, from the flying city of Undrentide that was raised by a Mathijssa, whose name I can't remember at the moment. Is also not important. Who had raised it from its resting spot after it had fallen the first time. Of course, this would have killed us if not for the shadow door that we passed through. Now, somehow, not fully explained how, after that, somehow our character arrives in Waterdeep. And a new adventure awaits. Let us begin.
Waterdeep, one of the greatest cities in all of Faerun. It is home to a multitude of peaceful townfolk from all races and all walks of life. Beneath Waterdeep, however, lies a different realm. This is the deep dungeon known as Undermountain. Built by the mad wizard Halaster. Here, Halaster tests adventurers who trespass therein with the deadliest of traps and the most dangerous of creatures. All but the luckiest meet their deaths in its dark halls. Regardless of this presence beneath them, the people of Waterdeep feel safe enough. For while one may enter Undermountain, it is rare that anything actually comes out. Until now. For there is another realm that exists beneath even Undermountain, a place of shadows and evil known only as the Underdark. It is here that the sinister dark elves known as the drow rule next to other subterranean horrors unknown to most on the surface world above. And it is the drow who now lead an army of these creatures into the streets of Waterdeep, besieging the city from below in a campaign of blood and terror. And in their darkest hour, the lords of Waterdeep have issued a call for a hero. Someone who can face these dark elves and all their brethren in their own land. Someone who can defeat the hordes of the Underdark.
I trust that your preparations are complete.
Very nearly, Dread Mistress. It should only be a matter of...
Do not test my patience, Iblis. Would you have me wait? I, the terror of all the Underdark, the Dark Queen of Shadow?
Of course not, my mistress.
Then proceed. I wish to see this being whom I ate merchants say can stop my great rise.
I do not believe anyone could stop you now, great vast sheriff.
So I thought. But my agents have resources beyond the means of mortals. This one will be my undoing, so they say, if I do not act in time. So proceed, wizard. I will wait no further.
Soleno Samatka!
One of our vile surface cousins? Have your spells become faulty, fool?
No, mistress. This is indeed an image of the one who shall defeat.
I am not defeated. This image shows but a threat. It shall be dealt with like the others. You, male, remove this dead fool and summon my red sisters. Now.
Yes,
and you, Surfacer, whoever you are and whatever threat you pose, you will not be able to hide. The drow shall strike swiftly and without mercy.
Right. We awake. You stand shivering in the chill night air, sweat coursing down your body. You are somehow woken suddenly from your slumber, leaping from your bed to face... what? The memory of your strange dream still clearly rings in your head, along with an inner alarm that tells you that not all is right. Suddenly you notice a drow elf. He appears to be trying to break into your chest with your personal belongings. Indeed he does. So, what can we do about that? Well... yeah, that's probably overkill. That's... I think mount actions. Let's go with meta magic. And some empowered magic missiles. A pretty young woman rushes in, mixture of fear and concern on her face. You vaguely remember her as the daughter of the innkeeper.
Excuse me, is everything... oh my word!
She finally spots the corpse of the drow thief and covers her mouth in horror. It's a drow thief. She stole my equipment. I see. The girl looks down at the corpse again, revulsion evident on her face. The drow woman, she... dead? Yes, I killed the thief. I don't think she was just a thief, my lady. She probably took your equipment so you would be defenseless when the drow assassin showed up. It's been a pattern for their other attacks. Well, luckily, I don't depend entirely on weapons. I think I was warned, actually. Something woke me up. Then you are a lucky woman, my lady. Many important people have been attacked in their homes in the Waterdeep, but unlike you, they haven't survived. But how could this thief even have known you were here? You only just arrived to the city. I have to tell Father about this. We take pride in the safety of our guests. The thief must have used magic. That's the only way she could have gotten in here undetected. She must have used the same magic to send your equipment back to wherever she came from. Any idea where I could get some replacement gear? Hemsel frowns. Father's gathered weapons, armor, and other equipment here in the inn to help defend in the defense of Waterdeep. Anyone working to save the city is welcome to any of it. Everything is stored in the armory just across the hall. Just take whatever you need. Thank you. I'll go there right away. I know the equipment in the armory isn't suitable for a hero like you, Mathijssa think, but it's best we've got. Now, please excuse me. I have to go speak with my father. I'll tell him what happened here, but it would be best if you didn't mention it to the other guests. We don't want to start a panic in the inn. Father will take steps to see that this doesn't happen again. That'll be all, thank you. Goodbye, milady. Once you have what you need from the armory, please go downstairs to the main room. My father is waiting there to speak with you. Alright. So, first off, let's take all the items that we got from her. So, we are level 13. A little unsure if the music is too loud or not, but we'll see. Just fiddle with the controls a bit. Still getting used to the new headset. Now it's too quiet again. Just at certain tracks, really spike. So we do have heavy armor proficiency, but that's probably never going to come to use because we want to be able to use spells. And we have spells, a lot of spells. We should probably set up also some extra spells. Let's see, just Control Shift. Right, for let's see. Go for some meta magic. I mean, getting some empowered magic missiles probably will also be useful. Always be useful. Anyway, this dagger we can identify as Drow dagger. Runes in this dagger identified as belonging to the Red Sisters, a notorious sect of the Drow assassins. Not all that remarkable, just a dagger. The dagger we have, the Yawning Portal dagger, is about the same. That it does a little bit less damage because it's not exactly meant to be a dangerous thing. And a lesser Ionstone blue. Ionstones are well known to possess different powers depending on their color. When activated, they orbit around the head of the owner. Only one lesser Ionstone may be activated at a time. The blue Ionstone increases your wisdom by 2 while active. Well, that is probably fine. Let's go into the armory. Gold, kits, and rogue stones. Alright, so we have a new game mechanic. The Relic of the Reaper. Discovered this artifact when you're briefly trapped in a plane of shadows. Ever since you first picked it up, it has refused to leave your possession. Drop it, throw it away, crush it. Or was it immediately reappears, pulsing warmly with power as it ever does. Its main ability that you know of is that it can teleport you to a pocket dimension ruled over by a mysterious being that calls itself the Reaper. The Reaper's dimension is a nexus of sorts. The Reaper, not an unfriendly sort, allows you to use the relic to bind a location to a door in the dimension, allowing instant transportation back to that point. It will also teleport you to the dimension upon the moment of your death, saving you. The relic may only be used in this fashion, however, to bind a point or to save you from death, if you have a rogue stone in your possession. The Reaper uses the power inherent within the gem to power the relic, consuming the gem in the process. Naturally, this makes rogue stones even more valuable to you than they would be otherwise. Where the Reaper comes from, or how the relic stone was created, has never been revealed to you. You suspect that one day its mysterious history will catch up with you. For the moment, however, it has far more than of a boon. Indeed, so that's our fast travel mechanic. Do we use ranged weapons? I don't remember. I don't think we really need to. I mean, maybe we want to use the crossbow of some sort. I'll take the potions. I don't really have a need for a trap. Guess I'll take the boots. Inventory note about whatever is around so you can know what it is, but I don't need that per se. I guess it doesn't hurt to just have a crossbow only. That is bolts. Bring that along. Because I don't necessarily want to be in the front lines. But it's been a while since I've played, so I have no idea what exactly I used in Undrentide. Oh, the joys of inventory management. Alright, so guess I'll take the throwables. This is just a regular dagger +2. That's better than my current weapon. The rest of this stuff is of no real use to me. And we'll take a mage's battle robe. It has no real specific bonuses aside from some concentration and spellcraft and a little bit of a spell resistance, which will do fine, but sick to death of hearing about the prowess of mages like Elminster, Blackstaff, and the Red Wizards of Thay. Clapton Fortier, a powerful but relatively unknown wizard, created these robes to bolster young spellcasters across the realms. It's hoped that the youthful and unscrupulous mages might be encouraged to challenge more powerful wizards, in hopes of making a name for themselves. Rumor has it that Clapton died in an accident of spectacular proportions when 56 lightning bolts and numerous large meteors struck his tower. I think all dirty bag. We've checked, right? Yeah. That's all the gear I really want from this place. Let's go explore. I don't think I have the ability, yeah. I don't have lock-picking skills, I think. Rude Awakening. That is pretty much true. What skills do I have, exactly? See. Act heavily in concentration. In heal some. I'm fairly good with lore. And spellcraft also some. Other than that, not much. In spotting will always be useful, I guess. As well as listening. But I don't have the option to spec into anything other than that. That's fine. I don't need to. After all, Hordes of the Underdark is the expansion where they introduced prestige classes, which we'll definitely be taking a look at when it becomes appropriate. I mean, that at the moment we are well away from leveling up. Let's see, the common room. Let's have a talk.
I greet you.
This ancient-looking man appears ready for battle, though his frail body can barely keep itself upright beneath the weight of his armor. Am I so old that I'm of no use to anyone? I am one of the few who has entered Undermountain and returned to tell the tale. But now they tell me I'm too old to help Waterdeep against these foes. You could help me by telling me about Undermountain. Eyes brightened a little. You want to hear about Undermountain? Really? I would really love... I would be honored to help you. They say Undermountain is never the same, always changing. But there's one thing about... There's one thing about that foul labyrinth that never changes. Its creator, Halaster. Halaster? Halaster is a wizard of great and terrible power. Centuries ago he built Undermountain, and he has controlled it ever since. They say he's completely mad. But there's method to his madness. If you understand how the mage's mind works, it's impossible to enter Undermountain and survive, as I have done. Well, I've always been told that Undermountain is unpredictable. Undermountain is forever changing, very architecture twisted and distorted on her last whim. But the nature of the dungeon always remains the same. Undermountain is designed to confuse and disorient you. Traps and tricks lay in wait around every corner. Never allow yourself to grow complacent. Always expect the unexpected. That means nothing. That's as generic as useless. Also, I did not put on the dress. Anyway. Why would it be that way? I think it has something to do with the idea that death is a journey. I could be wrong. I would never claim to understand her last. Not really. I just know the patterns now. That's a useful piece of information, thank you. His face flushes red and his shoulders straighten with pride. That's not the only suggestion I can make. Watch out for mirrors. They almost always hide something. Sometimes something good, often something bad, very bad. And greed is dangerous, often fatal flaw in the Undermountain. It usually is anywhere. Far more so in Undermountain. Alastair counts on adventurers being greedy. He starts by offering a little treasure. Then there will be a little danger, but nothing you cannot handle. If you continue, eventually the big trap will be set off. That is where most adventurers die. Of course, surviving the big trap can sometimes mean big rewards. Notice I said sometimes. Sometimes there's nothing. Alastair is unpredictable. Sometimes he rewards courage and bravery. Other times your trials will give you nothing. It's just as the wizard is making a book of these values. Anything else? Well, that's all I can think of for now. Maybe I'll remember more later. Goodbye, thanks for the help. His eyes twinkled in a satisfied way. Thank you, lass. It's my duty and pleasure to assist you. To protect you on your journey. Aww. I don't need to be a bastard for this. Right, I know I picked up the dress, didn't I? I did not pick up the dress. I just spent looking at it and I did not pick it up. Indeed, I did not. But luckily, we have a body. Fully clothed. Right, there was one more person in this room. There is nothing else here that we can loot.
I greet you.
Although the man looks human, faint traces of elven heritage reveal a mixed heritage. Elven features reveal a mixed heritage. He appears to be meditating, but as you approach, his eyes open and smiles in greeting. Good morning to you, friend. I'm glad to see you up and about this morning. I believe today you and other heroes here shall finally hear what good Durden has planned for you all. Hopefully he can shed some light on the recent assassinations and denizens of the dark that appear to make their way on the fair city. Who are you? My name is Cyphus, a monk of the Guarded Mind Order. I have traveled here in hopes of finding new insights into the creatures of the dark who now ravage this city. Very little has been written on the Underdark, and very little of what has been written is verifiable. My order is interested in learning the truth of such things. And, if what I've heard from others here is true, you are a famed adventurer. Perhaps I shall have to put some thought into documenting your presence in this war. You want to write about me? You have the bearing of one that shapes events and histories. History? If that proves to be the case, I will have little choice but to chronicle your participation in events here. Who are your masters? That knowledge is not something members of our order share. Strict rules are in place to keep our order safe. Simply know that I am an observer, nothing more. I wish you luck in whatever lies ahead, but I will not be a part of it. Would you like to work with me? I thank you for the offer, but I'm afraid not. My main role here is observation rather than interaction. I will learn what I can from studying the enemy, not fighting him. I do not expect you or any of the others to understand the beliefs of my order, but we do not involve ourselves in wars. We observe and record. That is all. Let's ask some questions. As long as your questions do not infringe upon the strict laws of my order, I shall do my best to answer them. You mentioned assassinations. I have heard several key citizens of Waterdeep have been found dead, evidence that the drow were involved. How they have entered each house is a mystery, as most were locked and well guarded. Hopefully whatever Durden has to say will clear things up. Who is Durden? Durden is the innkeeper and by all accounts a good man. He has shown his loyalty to Waterdeep through the years, and is well respected by most prominent citizens. Because the Yawning Portal, this inn, has access to the dungeon called Undermountain, Durden is organizing some sort of expedition. That's really all I can tell you. Durden is waiting downstairs and should be making his announcement any time. I am eager to learn what he has to say so that I may add to it in my notes. I already asked that one. That's all my questions. Nope, that's nothing else. May your journey expand your mind and fill your life with wonders. I thank you. Also a map, yep. I don't think I can use thieves' tools on this, right? I cannot use that item, that's fine. I'm not gonna bust down doors just for a little bit of extra goodies. Right, let's meet our companions for now. Alright. So we have Tommy on the gallows, Lino Lanarel, Jarwin, and Dalen Red Tiger. Now, any of you have watched my playthrough of the main module campaign for Neverwinter Nights will know these characters quite well, because they were companions there too. They have become slightly less annoying in this particular version, but don't get attached to them. That's all I'm really saying.
Blessed be.
This elven woman has a pleasant aura around her as she nods her head to you respectfully. You notice a silver amulet around her neck, marking her as a cleric of elven goddess Sehanin Moonbow.
You are welcome amongst us, dear. I understand everyone here has been awaiting your arrival with great anticipation.
The innkeeper has refused to acknowledge the rest of us until Mathijssa Svennik made an appearance. I, for one, did not journey so far to render aid to only be ignored. There is no need to be unkind, Dalen. This woman deserves our respect. She's an adventurer of worth, and the fact that she is here is a boon to our cause. Huh? Right, no cause I know about that's gonna pay me 100,000 gold like this one, will I? I agree with Tommy. Gold speaks louder than any cause I've ever heard of. That's an odd thing for a bard to say, shall we? Have you no sense of the epic? I wonder if our friend here would agree with you. Then why do we not ask her? What of it, Mathijssa? What has brought you to Waterdeep in our hour of need? I'm always looking for adventure, if the reward is right. The half-orc looks away, sighing with resignation. A mercenary, then. Looks like there will be less money for you, Tommy. Bloody hell. The elven cleric watched you for another moment. I am told you are a woman of faith, Mathijssa. It will be a pleasure to adventure together and get to know you better. I don't think our faiths have much in common. Perhaps not. But that's no reason for us to not get along. I've also enjoyed a healthy debate between believers. Can I ask you some questions? Of course. Tell me about yourself. Oh, she blushes slightly. I am no one important, milady. My name is Linu Lanaral, servant to Tseyin in Bunno. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My companions are good people, my lady, despite how they may often talk. Unlike myself, I suspect they have mostly come here for the reward. Tell me about about these friends of yours. They are not friends exactly. At first, I voyaged with them out of necessity because our goals coincided, even if our hearts did not. They have proven themselves to be champions of good, regardless of their intentions, however. So I have remained with them. It is a satisfactory arrangement. Do you know anything about what's going on Waterdeep? Not much, no. I'm hoping that when Durnan begins, he will be able to enlighten us all as to exactly what is occurring. As I understand it, the forces of Waterdeep have been besieged from within for several weeks now. Creatures from Undermountain have been appearing everywhere and wreaking havoc. The city itself has been brought to a standstill. No one is allowed to move about freely. The very streets are blockaded. They cannot go on much longer like this. Where do I find Durnan? I believe he's in the next room. He should not be hard to locate. I should go. I believe Master Durnan is waiting for you in the outer room, dear. Good luck. Right, and that'll do for this episode. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time. If you enjoyed my content, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all then. Bye!